All right.
So we're back again.
Yes.
So this time we're going to be talking about Uncharted and the D23 discussion.
Yes. Now, we probably won't be going into everything.
No, but honestly, the movies itself it wasn't as good as I thought it would be.
Well, I meant like with D23.
Oh yeah, with D23.
Yeah, we're not going to go into everything.
Yeah.
I think mainly we're just going to talk about probably Marvel and probably Star Wars.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Because I know you probably don't really care about the animation side of things, right?
Not really, unless it's like anime stuff.
Okay.
And even then, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, not bad. So
Okay.
we're trying to branch out a little bit more, get some more exposure for ourselves. But, I posted a link to one server, and I literally had people tell me, shut up, loser, and kill yourself.
Yeah.
And this is from, like, a server about an anime called Guts Did Nothing Wrong. I gotta say, it was just, like, I put this up like, hey, feel free to interact with us, we don't care. They said, self-promotion is, against the rules. I'm like, sorry, I didn't know. It's like, no problem, but still, you had people saying, like, what a fucking loser, this, that, and the other, and it's like, wow, I joined the wrong server. And it's sad because Berserk is one of my favorite animes. So I know that's not all fans, thankfully. But I'm not going to say that it's toxic fans, but there are some that just want to they don't like you simply because of who you are.
Yeah. And
I'm not applying that to everyone because obviously there are some people that are just like, that hate everything.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah.
But we're here to just talk about stuff. That's it. Nothing more. If you don't like the stuff, you don't have to watch. It's okay. It's no big deal.
Okay, so.
But let's start with Uncharted.
Yes.
This movie was not what I expected it would be, and that's not a good thing. Because I have played Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. I mean, you even played part of Uncharted 1.
Yeah.
It just got so repetitive for you that you didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I even loaned you Uncharted 2, and that was a great game. The games themselves are basically adventure platforms, as well as a bunch of puzzles. Like there's puzzle work, and all in the hopes of finding this treasure on this treasure map to find like various things, like El Dorado, the Tree of Life, and this lost city in a desert out near Yemen. The games I thought were real fun, and I played every single one of them. My favorite being the second one, my least favorite being the third one, because there's this one point where you're trying to get away from pirates, and they're just like, it's like 10 million people pointed at you, and if you make so much as one move wrong, you're screwed. Like, you have to go in an exact pattern or something like that. Anyways, the movie is supposed to take place when Drake is a teenager, when he's young.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly this is the first time he's met Sully.
Yeah, which...
That doesn't work.
Which, first thing I'll say is that the movie, it begins, weird, because it starts with Tom Holland on the train, falling off the plane, and then it cuts to a flashback.
Which is actually what they did for, 2 and... Yeah. Which is the popular thing they did for 2, which is, they dropped you in medias res, so it's like right in the middle of the action, before it jumped back to a flashback where it's like, how did we get here? How did this happen? And people really enjoyed it, and I know I kept going back to it because, it's pretty fun. You're going back and you're playing an adventure. It's like, oh, hey, shoot, it's like right smack in the middle of this thing.
But, in the movie, it felt jarring. If you know what I mean.
It did, but at the same time, I'm used to it because I played Uncharted 2 so much.
Okay.
And the other thing is, like, it's not like when it begins, right, like, in the middle of the action. It's when they're saying, oh, this is the first time Sully and Nate are meeting each other. In 3, Sully and Nate met each other when Nate was trying to steal this compass. Well, no, it wasn't the compass. It was the... Oh, shoot. Yeah, it was a giant compass to the lost treasure in Arabia, in the Arabian desert. And he was a little kid. And Sully was like, an older man. He's, late Middle Ages. He's getting up there in age. So for this stuff to go like that, right there, it's like, that's already not with the canon of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and, another thing that that bothered me was during the flashback, Nathan was supposed to be like 12, 13?
The flashback, yeah, he's supposed to be like teenager or something like that, yeah.
Okay. So if you do the math correctly, that means during the movie, Tom Holland would have to be like 30 years old. He did not look like he was 30 years old.
No, he wasn't. He definitely wasn't. Which is one of the things I want to get up to this thing. They actually had plans for Uncharted to be released earlier when Mark Wahlberg was around, not Sully's age, but around Nathan Drake's age, like in the games. Mm-hmm. And it was going to be someone else playing Sully, but because it was mired in development hell, it got screwed up.
Yeah.
So because of that, now Mark Wahlberg is no longer Nathan Drake, which actually would have been kind of fun to watch.
Yeah. Mark Wahlberg would have been great as Nathan Drake.
He would have. But now, it's like, because it was mired in development hell, and also, not a lot of people care about Uncharted anymore. Like, after the 4th game, well, actually, you could arguably say after the 3rd game, people were like, okay, the story is done, it's over with. The 4th one was just supposed to put a little nightcap on, but it wasn't as good as, 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah. Yeah, and, I'm just like, why should I be watching this when I could just watch National Treasure, which is leagues better?
Easily. So to get back to the point, there was a significant miscast because of the development hell that this movie was in. If they had released this, maybe, at least 5 years earlier or so, they probably would have pulled it off a lot better.
Yeah. I remember people, I think people were actually talking about, Tom Hanks as Sully.
That might have worked, but, at that point, it's pretty much like 2 veteran actors. One's more middle age. The other one is advanced in age, which I'm like, Nate's supposed to be 30s or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to be a reasonable young man. Which Mark, definitely, he's not that. He keeps himself in shape like one, which good on him. But still.
Now, would I call this a bad movie? Not really.
Not entirely. The script actually and the adventure was actually pretty fun. It was decent.
Yeah.
But I would not consider this an Uncharted movie.
No.
At all. I would not. So I would honestly say, this movie, it's decent. Yeah. It's decent, but it should not be called an Uncharted movie at all. There was a miscast significantly. You should not have had Tom Holland as Nathan Drake.
No.
Don't get me wrong, he's a good actor, but
he's not Nathan Drake.
I don't see him as Nathan Drake. The one good thing that I did enjoy that you heard me go nuts about in theaters was when they put Nolan North in as a cameo, and it's like, oh my god, it's Nathan Drake! He's got the voice for it, which you don't care about the voice, but at least kind of look like him. Kind of look like who Nathan Drake is supposed to be. And also the whole double crossing, and it's like, oh, this is the first time Nathan Drake's meeting Chloe and Sully. Okay, the Chloe part I could see that. But the first time meeting Sully, no. Because that goes directly against the canon that is established in the 3rd game. which is when Sully and Nate are taken out back to an alley in England and get the snot kicked out of them. And have a Nathan Drake's ring, his special little ring that he has around his neck, taken away for this compass. Only to find out that it's a fake ring. Yeah. Because that's the other thing that at least Tom Holland did get right. Tom Holland's Nathan Drake is a thief. Just like Nathan Drake is supposed to be. He's a thief. But he's also an explorer. Yeah. And there's supposed to be like lots of gunfights, but I can't remember Tom Holland's Nathan Drake doing a whole lot of gunslinging. You know?
There was only one scene where he carried a gun.
And that's the other thing. It's like, when you're Nathan Drake in this game, yes, we hear you. Come on. When you're Nathan Drake in this game, you have to carry guns with you at all times. But if you can find cheat codes for infinite ammo, it's like, I like this one, I like this one, I want this one. You can just have that all with you. But in this one, he's only shooting a gun one time. I'm sorry, even Indiana Jones at least carried a gun. And with Indiana Jones, it was like, it was expected he used his wits. Whereas with this one, Nathan Drake uses both his wits and his fists and the guns to do that shit.
Yeah, and the villain of this movie was just... What was her name?
I have no idea. She was so freaking forgettable. She was so forgettable. She was a past partner of Sully. She is like a carbon copy paste. And that's exactly what I get from most of these modern villains, which is just that they're a copy and paste. Yeah. And if it's a woman, it's a modern feminist, which is, I don't need no man, but I'm going to have a man take all the stuff and then take it from him. So he does all the hard work with Antonio Banderas. Now, Banderas did a really good job in this.
Yeah.
But his head honcho, like, yawn. Freaking yawn. Just so boring. And this whole movie, almost the whole time, except for the action scenes, was kind of bored.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, some of the stunts were really good, but it's just, I don't know. Just freaking stupid, in all honesty. Like, this wasn't an Uncharted movie. This was a movie where you could have just called it something else. It'd have been okay. But because you slapped the Uncharted name with it, it's forgettable. All it made me want to do is go get my PS3 and go ahead and play the games. And the games were significantly better.
Yes.
I mean, even this, there was actually 5 Uncharted games. The fifth one didn't do so well because it was Chloe and one of the villains from the 4th game, but reality is Uncharted was carried by Nathan Drake. You take that away, then what's the point?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like, I really don't have a whole lot to say about this.
Yeah, This movie it wasn't good. I honestly thought I could talk about it for half an hour, but the reality is it's already 13 minutes in and I'm sick of it. Uncharted wasn't good. If it was named something else, sure, it'd work. But in this case, no.
Yeah. So, are you done?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
This movie just stunk. All right, on to D23.
Okay. Okay, what do you want to start with, Marvel or Star Wars?
Why don't we start with Star Wars?
Okay. The only things that I would say I'm really interested in are Mandalorian Season 3 and Andor. That's it.
Yeah, Mandalorian Season 3. The Mandalorian, actually, Season 1 was really good. I enjoyed it. I did not see Season 2, but I heard that Baby Yoda's back with the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I thought he was just supposed to get the child to Luke Skywalker. But I guess now the child has made the decision to go back to the Mandalorian.
Yeah. Which, okay, something that I do want to bring up, because I've heard a lot of people say this, is that apparently people think that because Grogu isn't in the sequel trilogy, that somehow means he's going to die. Neither was Mando wasn't in the sequel trilogy either. Nobody's saying he's gonna die.
Exactly. And even then, with the sequel trilogy, it's almost been written off as like it's just not canon anymore. Because I want to get this off my chest. The sequel trilogy was ultimately just a big old copy and paste from the original trilogy.
Yeah.
And it's like, we already got the original trilogy. We don't need a copy and paste for that. I mean, I got taken in with episode 7. I was like, oh, that's so cool. It's like episode 4. I was reminded by my coworkers, so it's exactly like episode 4. Well, but yeah, it is. It is.
I mean, I would say out of the three of them, Force Awakens is still by far the best one.
Easily. Last Jedi wasn't particularly good because Rian Johnson didn't care for the property.
Yeah.
And he pretty much did the unique twist, which was that, Luke dies. Luke wasn't supposed to die until episode 9.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He wasn't supposed to die until episode 9. Leia was actually... Han was supposed to die in 7. They got that one right. But even then, actually, in the original trilogy, Han was supposed to die in episode 6.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because the Return of the Jedi was actually a lighter version of all this, of the Star Wars. It was like a lighter return, but it was actually supposed to be darker than Empire Strikes Back. But, anyways, Han dies in episode 7. Episode 8, in the Last Jedi, Luke dies. He wasn't supposed to die until episode 9. And in episode 9, there was actually supposed to be shows of, shots of Coruscant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's supposed to be shots of Coruscant and how the First Order is running everything.
See, I've just been calling Rise of Skywalker Damage Control the movie.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all it is. Like, it took them so long to reach 1 billion. It took them, what, like a month?
Yeah.
A month, maybe a month and a half? That's not good. Like, episode 7 was able to reach 1 billion in how many days? Like, not even a week or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, it was impressive because everybody wanted Star Wars. And everyone, and certainly from my perspective, we got snookered into it.
Yeah. So
Alderaan is the other one, right?
Yeah.
So Mandalorian season 3, I don't know. I'm interested to see how it goes.
Yeah. And one other thing I just want to say is that like Mando was not in the sequel trilogy either. Nobody is saying he's gonna die.
Right, that's the other thing. Neither is Grogu.
Yeah. Did anyone ever consider that maybe they're just off doing like off-screen adventures together? Like
Maybe. I'm pretty sure they were.
Like, just because they're not in the sequel trilogy, that doesn't mean that they're dead.
Right. But I will say this about the end of season 2 of Mandalorian, where Luke came out and was just demolishing these droids. That's what I wanted to see. That is exactly what I wanted to see. Because I will be honest, I did not want to see, all these characters, all these legacy characters with Han, Luke, and Leia not being on screen together.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a letdown because it was like, what the heck?
At least Jurassic World Dominion got that one right.
Yeah, and even Ghostbusters Afterlife. We got to see the Ghostbusters. Granted, it was minus Sam Raimi, but not Sam Raimi, Harold Ramis.
Yeah.
Harold Ramis, that was who it is.
Yeah.
Egon. But we got to see that. And I was like, holy smokes, it was a reunion.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people want to see. So, all right. So, Alderaan is supposed to be like, what, Obi-Wan 2 or something like that? Following Leia?
Did you see the Obi-Wan show?
I did not.
Okay.
But I've heard some things where it's like, it's not as good as it should have been.
Yeah.
Which it is a letdown because people want to see, like, good Star Wars content. And I'm not saying all this stuff from Star Wars is, bad. But it's just put some work into it. Give your fans what they want. Because ultimately, I think that's what these companies, especially Disney, are missing.
Yeah.
It's that nobody wants to watch a product that is put out bad. You even got now people from The Boys, where this one actress is saying, "Oh, there are toxic fans." It's not that the fans are toxic. Granted, they can be toxic. I mean, the server that I was on that was called Guts Did Nothing Wrong. These are all people that love the story of Berserk. Mm-hmm. And for people to say, like, "Oh, you can't self-promote." Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't know the rules. They said, "It's all right, just don't do it again." I told them I won't. But you had one guy just saying, "Shut up, loser, kill yourself."
Yeah.
That is not okay. So it's not that the fans are toxic, even though a lot of them can be. But it's that they're so picky about their properties because this is what they grew up with. This is what they grew up watching or reading or listening to. I mean, with Sherlock Holmes, with Enola Gale, was that it? No, it was Enola Holmes. Henry Cavill did a good job as Sherlock Holmes. I will give him that.
Yeah,
he was good, but it was the way that people, that some of these characters just put him down like he was the problem. He's trying to solve a crime and a murder, and y'all are putting him down for nothing.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I was not a fan of that movie.
I wasn't either. My ex actually was saying, like, "Oh, it wasn't that bad." It's like, it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't good. It was like, it was fluff. It was stupid. Because I grew up reading Sherlock Holmes. And even with some of these people where you've got brands like Disney saying, "Oh, our fans are toxic." And even look at Lord of the Rings. Mm-hmm. Let's bring that one in. The Rings of Power. I watched one whole episode, and I gotta tell you, the acting is wonky. The characters, the way they're written, crap. The only thing that this thing did right was the visual spectacle. I enjoyed looking at some of these things, but the acting and the writing and just the way that it destroys and tarnishes the lore and everything that Tolkien wrote was bad. It sucked. And I wish I could get that 1 hour back for myself. It was so bad. It was so bad. This is not a toxic fan saying this. This is someone saying, "Your product sucks."
Yeah.
Please. If you... Hold on.
What? What are you doing?
If you want this, if you want the money that's in this, then give us what we want, what we expect from our properties. That is exactly what we want. I don't want to see Luke being beaten up by Leia, who is, she's better at him in the Force when he has had Jedi training. No, that's not accurate. And even then, let's see. I don't want to see Galadriel be this warrior princess. She's not a warrior princess. She is the most powerful magic user in all of Middle Earth, hands down. Like, she is so freaking badass. She doesn't even have to be on the front line. She could serve as a supporting role, and she can wipe armies. She can easily wipe armies. And Elrond, here's the other thing. They want to say that Elrond is gay. What? Elrond is not gay, ladies and gentlemen. If Elrond is gay, then please explain to me how Arwen is in existence. Because last I checked, Elrond is the father of Arwen. The only way that you can have a child is if a woman carries the child that mom and dad... It's like when a mom and dad love each other very much, we're all adults here.
Yeah.
Sex happens. I mean, you are a result of your mom and dad loving each other, having sex.
Yeah.
I'm the result of that shit too. So, if Arwen doesn't exist because Elrond is gay, how do you explain his marriage to Celebrian, which is Galadriel's daughter? How do you explain that? Because if you're saying Elrond is gay, that breaks the entire lore and the story of Lord of the Rings. And it destroys and tarnishes everything. But let's get away from that because we still got to talk about it because I can keep going on that stuff.
Yeah, and I'm not into Lord of the Rings. So
yeah, that's a fair. To each their own. My girlfriend is, and this one's a lot better than the last one I dated. Anyways, okay, so it was Alron. No, not Alderaan. Alderaan.
Yeah.
So that's probably gonna follow Leia or something like that. Is that what they're saying?
I don't know.
Maybe it'll follow Bail Organa.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get to see more Senate action. That might be interesting. It might be more showing us how the Rebel Army got started and how the Rebel Force got started too.
Did you see the trailer for season 3 of Mandalorian?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not. But let's see. So those are the only two notables for Star Wars?
Yeah, Mandalorian season 3 and Andor.
Andor. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought it was Alderaan.
Yeah.
Andor. What the heck is Andor?
It's a series. It's a kind of like a spin-off series of Rogue One.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Andor, is that one of the guys that died in Rogue One? I'm trying to remember because it's honestly been a while.
Sorry, I gotta take this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello.
So while he's talking,
Hello. Yeah.
I will be talking a little bit more.
Okay.
So
right. Thank you.
So let's see.
Bye.
What was that about?
That was work telling me I don't have to come in.
Oh,
so
we got a little bit more time. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So Andor. What the heck is Andor? It's one of the characters from.
Yeah, one of the characters, Cassian Andor.
Oh, Cassian Andor.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was the guy that was with. Oh shoot, what was her name? He was like the male co-lead, right?
Yeah, Jyn Erso.
Yeah, Jyn Erso. They're the two that hugs when the Death Star exploded the planet. Yeah. Okay. So that might be interesting. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because you could easily say, and I will say this, that is easily one of my favorite Disney Star Wars movies.
Oh, yeah.
Because it keeps in line with the lore of the canon. We get to see what the lead up to episode 4. So I would say that's pretty goddamn cool. More of that, please. Now, granted, Solo was also pretty fun, but not a lot of people were like, hey, we saw what you did to Last Jedi, so we're going to screw you over. Which, that's fair. It's the fans.
Yeah, I think they really should have waited before releasing Solo.
Yeah, they really should have. Okay, so, all right, so that's it for Star Wars. What about in Marvel? Oh, hey!
Yeah, forgot to...
Oh, turn on the private chat. Hey, we got someone. Hey, how's it going, Digit?
Okay, so Marvel.
Well, Marvel for me, there's one thing that actually got me really excited, and it's because going into a little bit of history for myself, I absolutely love the monster movies from the old Universal. Like we're talking Wolfman, Frankenstein's monster, Dracula, The Mummy, Boris Karloff's The Mummy. Now, no disrespect to Brendan Fraser, that's a fun movie, but Boris Karloff's Mummy, oh, yes, please. So, if nobody knows what I'm getting at, Werewolf by Night. You're bringing back something that is akin to the old monster movies in true black and white. I am stoked.
I'm super excited for this.
I am so excited. I have not been this excited about a Marvel property in a while. Because, and I will even say how much I love black and white. You know that first episode in WandaVision that's very much I Love Lucy, the black and white? Oh, I adore the living shit out of that.
Yeah, the first 2 episodes, right?
The first 2 episodes were some of the best. But my personal favorite was the one that was like, sort of like a parody of, or even a homage to I Love Lucy. It was great. It was fun. Yeah, WandaVision was pretty good. But that's the only Marvel series that I watched. I could not get into Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah. Even though I like both Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I like both of them.
Have you tried watching Loki?
I have not, actually.
I think you might like that one.
I might, but isn't it Loki tries to go full-blown politician or something like that? Yes, the Netflix ones were so fantastic. What was your favorite one when when Marvel had Netflix? Which one, like out of the Defenders? For me, it was Daredevil.
Yeah.
I think they're still up there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, then I need to watch Punisher too. I like Punisher. As well as Luke Cage. I tried to get through Jessica Jones. I couldn't.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I like David Tennant as the Purple Man, but it's like, dude, I can't connect. Even though this is supposed to be really good as part of the Defenders, I was like, I am barely halfway through this series, and I'm like,
I could not get through season 3 of Jessica Jones. I could not get through season 3 of Daredevil.
There's a season 3? I only know of season 2.
Yeah. The only shows I was able to get all the way through were Luke Cage and Iron Fist.
Really?
Yes.
Well, speaking of Iron Fist, I'm actually watching this show called The Ranch. This show is just... Season 1 was fun. Season 1 was a lot of fun. It's an Ashton Kutcher, Sam Elliott, and Danny Masterson comedy about two boys, Danny Masterson and Ashton Kutcher, living on a ranch with their dad, Sam Elliott. For those of you that don't know Sam Elliott, Virgil Earp from Tombstone. Or the guy that, when your dog wants another dog, so you get him another dog, and because that dog wants another dog, you get them a dog as well. Next thing you know, you got 5 hunting dogs that you've trained to go after ducks when you shoot them. You know, that guy.
Sam Elliott
he's great.
He's like Sam Jackson. He's too much of a badass to hate.
You right. Except one time. Except there was one time I hated him. One time.
Really?
He was in this show called Parks and Rec. He shaved off his mustache. I hated that stuff. Yes, you can never have too many dogs. There's a doggy right here. You got a dog. I want a dog. I really do want a dog, but I am not at home all the time, so I can't afford to take care of one. But anyways, let's get back to it. So I actually need to see Luke Cage and Punisher. I need to see those.
Yeah. The best episode, like for me, the best episode of season 2 of Luke Cage was the one where Iron Fist showed up.
Yes, because they're best friends. They're best friends. Now, I will say this about Danny Masterson. Yeah, he kind of... You find out the stuff that he actually did, it's like, dude, the heck, Hyde? What the heck's wrong with you? But yeah,
season 2 of Iron Fist was really good.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to watch these. Yeah, it was pretty yikes. It was like, oh man, oh mama.
And then they freaking canceled it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you canned your main star. You kind of have that puts the kibosh on anything. And we only got one season out of Defenders, which I absolutely want to watch. But I'm so glad that Charlie Cox has made his way from TV to the movies. It's like, yes, he finally made it.
Yeah.
But now he's back in She-Hulk. I'm like, oh no. What are y'all going to do to our boy? Don't do it. Don't do it to our boy. Oh gosh.
I mean, he is getting his own Disney Plus show. So
yeah, that's good. Yeah. That's good. Who knows? They might even bring back Kingpin.
I'm pretty sure that's already been confirmed.
Oh my gosh,
Kingpin will be returning.
Please tell me they bring him back for an Avengers movie, because he is a threat that can pretty much unite all of the heroes, where it's a big old team up. That'd be fun. Yes, 99% confirmed. Awesome. Yeah. I love Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin. Like, this guy has got chops. I saw his work in Stan Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket. Dude. Oh. This guy, he can pull off shit like no tomorrow. It's scary. But anyways, let's get back to the D23. Yeah. So Werewolf by Night.
And then the other trailer was Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion. Was I know of the Secret War comic books, but what's the Secret Invasion? No, wait, isn't that when the Skrulls come in?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
can't believe I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Brain fart and all.
And this one is going to focus on Nick Fury.
Oh,
so we're essentially getting a Nick Fury show.
That actually might be fun to see because I know he's a badass, and I know people want. There's the one scene in Captain Marvel where he's like gets his eye scratched out by an alien cat. You have got to be kidding me with that. That is bull. That is not how he's supposed to lose his eyeball. Like, we thought it'd be something cool, badass. No, he gets his eye scratched out by a cat. Disney, do you like murdering decent masculine heroes? Like, even a badass such as Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury? I'm sorry. That is not right there. I'm not going to say cancel Disney, but it's like, y'all could have handled that better. Like, way better.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it for the trailers.
Okay.
We did get some, a little bit of news.
Yeah.
From a few of the movies.
They're bringing back Chadwick Boseman?
No.
God dang it! All right.
I feel like that's a little insensitive, but
tiny bit. But I will say this: the guy did a great job with acting.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be a little bit insensitive, but that dude's always going to be Black Panther to me. He's always going to be Black Panther. You can't take that title away from him. Because now, here's the thing. Just like Black Panther died and was the king of the undead, well, king of the city of the dead, you can literally say, Chadwick Boseman? Yeah. Yeah, he's king. Only guy above him is Jesus and God.
Yeah. So they announced that Matt Shakman is going to be directing Fantastic Four.
Oh, this is going to be a third one? A third reboot?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
But he directed WandaVision.
Okay, so there'll be a good chance that this will be done well. Is this going to be a movie or a TV show?
Movie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's going to be some decent hope because I grew up on the original Fantastic Four movie, the one that was like, lady, I need to borrow your car. Boom. Throws it at Dr. Doom.
That wasn't even a bad movie.
It wasn't. Jessica Alba with Chris Evans as the Human Torch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. But then Jessica Alba went a little bit, And I almost said Chris Pratt. Chris Evans
went on to become Captain America.
Yeah, he did. So I'm curious to see how that's going to work. Gonna have to do some serious CGI there. And yeah, it feels like the Fantastic Four is cursed. It very much in a way. Like it's just so hard. It's so hard to get that stuff going. Okay, so it's going to be a movie. That should be fun. Mm-hmm. What is it going to be released? 2023?
2024.
Oh, okay. So they got at least a couple years.
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah. So Matt Shakman directing Fantastic Four. They confirmed the villain for Captain America 4.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is, they're bringing back Tim Blake Nelson to play the leader.
Tim Blake Nelson.
From The Incredible Hulk.
Oh, they're bringing back the leader?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. They might finally actually get into some Gamma stuff. Wait, do you think they're going to actually launch another Hulk movie?
That I don't know.
They better. Because honestly, as much as I will say The Incredible Hulk was a little bit of a snorefest, it's an underrated movie. It's an underrated Avengers movie.
Yeah. Because who doesn't like seeing Hulk smash shit?
Yeah, I feel like that was one of my biggest issues is that similar to how Spider-Man Homecoming had too much Peter Parker, Incredible Hulk had too much Bruce Banner.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we want to see the Hulk smash stuff.
Yeah.
Hulk smashing is always, it's always a lot of fun to see that.
Yeah. Like, the Hulk only shows up, like, twice throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, that is true. Hulk only shows up, like, twice, and the whole time, it's like, Bruce is trying to keep him contained.
Yeah.
But now we got Hulk pretty much all the time, but it's like Professor Hulk. Which, I'm like, when was the last time Hulk ever went, like, full-blown, like, Hulk smash?
Yeah.
It wasn't, like, until Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah. Okay.
one issue I want to voice with She-Hulk is when during the first episode, and this actually kind of bothered me. It's during the first episode when Jen first becomes She-Hulk, and Bruce is like, "Yeah, you're a Hulk. Yeah, you're a Hulk now, so you pretty much have no choice but to become a hero." Like,
which honestly, they could have done more with that. They could have actually done some conflict with that.
yeah,
Honestly, and the thing that I would say that they could have done is actually been a little bit more honest and true to the origin of She-Hulk, which is that there's a car crash. Actually, no, there isn't a car crash. Jen Walters gets shot. She gets shot in the comics.
Oh.
And so Bruce has to do an emergency transfusion of blood from his blood to hers to save her. And that actually, it makes sense. Because he has to make sure his his niece is okay. So then she becomes She-Hulk. What could have happened then was like, hey, I'm sorry. Your life is pretty much over. You are a Hulk now. But here's the thing about being a Hulk. I can show you how to keep control of it. Because just like me, I want to take you down a path where you don't ever get to where I was at. Like, his whole origin, Bruce Banner's entire origin, it's just sad. It's entirely sad. And the fact that she said, I can control my anger infinitely more than you, I'm like, no, you can't. Because as soon as you had guys that were, yes, catcalling you, you wanted to kill them. Mm-hmm. You wanted to straight up kill them. You're a lawyer. How the heck do you think that's going to hold up in court? Oh, well, these men were catcalling you? You are allowed to murder them. No. Not even any legal system's going to say, hey, yeah, you were right. They're going to say, are you stupid? How are you a lawyer? And that's another thing. Actually, Jen Walters is such a girl boss in the show. It would have been much more interesting if she was calm, confident, collected, and knew what she was doing, and she was able to give the closing argument, only for a male coworker to take that away from her. Say, I'm going to give the closing argument. That would have been more in line. Yeah. That would have been more in line with her saying, like, oh, I'm treated like I don't know how to do my job. That would have been more in line with her rant. Like, the rant is actually pretty good if you had done it and set it up right.
Yeah.
But the rant is insincere because the entire time she's just a girl boss. She slays. She's good at everything. So then the rant isn't sincere. It's insincere, and it's actually sounds pretentious, and people are like, dude, shut up. But then how about episode 3, where she's like, oh, Megan Thee Stallion's going to show me how to twerk. I'm like, you're joking, right? You are literally joking. You have people that are working overtime, missing their kids' birthday parties to animate She-Hulk's butt twerking.
I cringed so hard at that.
I watched clips of that. I was ready to die, folks. God. Ready to die. And hey, nice to have you in here. Welcome to our little rant session where we're trying to get therapy for free by just venting about crap that annoys us.
Yeah, but anyway, going back to what I was saying about the first episode, that Bruce, he says, you're a Hulk now, so you pretty much have no choice to be a hero. That bothered me so much because I'm like, that is not your call to make.
It really isn't. Unfortunately, he had to make that call, but it actually would have been a better call to make if he actually had to do that transfusion instead of, some of his blood from his arm got into her cut.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how a transfusion works at all. That is not how it works.
So, yeah.
Like, and honestly, I liked it because it's like, listen, you're a Hulk now. And it would, if you want, I could show you and have General just say, no, you ruined my life. You've taken away everything that I've worked so hard for. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. That would have set up for a multiple episode conflict that we could have seen a result. Like, yes, Bruce did take away her humanity. It's true. Like in She-Hulk, even in the comics, her humanity is taken away to become a superhero. And a badass one at that. Which is why I don't consider this one very much of a badass. And even then, when she was twerking, that was a bad freaking ass. Alright, Digit, you have fun at work. Don't work too hard. But, oh my gosh. Like, like there could have been, that could have set up for a nice conflict. It would have been great to see that. It would have been fun. But instead, no. Didn't. I was like, this sucks. Yeah. You're always screwing up at work, dude? Come on. At least they pay you, right? They better be paying you. If not, take all the nachos you can. Because one of these days, I guarantee you, nacho cheese is going to be worth its weight in gold. Don't ask me how I know that. I just have a funny feeling that's the way it's going to go. Actually, I'm looking towards bottle caps becoming the new currency via Fallout.
Okay, back to D23.
Yes. We've been ranting about bad stuff for so long. We got like 14, 13 some odd minutes. All right, let's go.
Okay, so, let's see, Fantastic Four, they announced the villain for Captain America 4. What else did they announce?
Didn't they say that Kang's going to be coming in and he was like the secret villain at the end of Loki? Which I feel like you could set him up for multiple phases. Like his thing is he wants to conquer the Earth. He's from the future. He wants to conquer the present to become Kang because he's Kang the Conqueror.
Oh, they announced the lineup for Thunderbolts.
Oh, Thunderbolts. Nice.
Yes.
They going to put Norman Osborn in that?
No.
Isn't he the guy that founded the Thunderbolts? I'm pretty sure he is. So what's the lineup?
You got Yelena Belova, Bucky, Red Guardian, John Walker, Ghost.
Oh, Ghost is coming back from Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah. Valentina.
Valentina? Who's Valentina? Please tell me she's not one of those forgettable villains that you only remember for the movie and then afterwards you're like, who is this?
Who else? There was somebody
Now,
else.
Yolanda is the new Black Widow, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There was somebody else, and I don't remember. Oh, Taskmaster.
Taskmaster?
Yeah.
Taskmaster is coming back?
Yeah. So you'll notice a theme.
Quite a number of them are villains or reformed villains.
They're almost all super soldiers.
I mean, that is true.
Yeah.
Except for John Walker. John Walker is not really much of a super soldier. All he is just posing as Captain America.
Yeah.
That's like, dude.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so we got the Thunderbolts.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be interesting to watch, actually. But I have to see trailers of it to see, like, okay, how good is this?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the fact that almost half the characters are from either Black Widow or from Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Both of which, one was obviously better than the other, but even then, it's like, these aren't good properties here.
Yeah. But yeah, that's really about all to say about that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I ain't got nothing much else to say. I don't really pay attention to these things. Well, I think we'll probably call it here.
Yeah.
Because I know I got to get back. I got some chores that need to get done. And I got to pick out some rugs because apparently my folks want the rug that's currently in the house. So I'm thinking of actually getting a new beige one, which I figure will work pretty nice with the whole room. Nice Southwestern sort of thing. But we'll go. What do you think we should talk about next time?
I have some things, I think next time, I want to do a discussion on like remakes and how
Yes.
I feel most of them are unfairly criticized.
Well, they are unfairly criticized, but that will actually allow me to go in depth more with Rings of Power, because that is just But I mean, yeah, they are unfairly criticized because they're measuring against the old one. So I think next time we will talk about remakes.
Yes. All right.
All right, and you're off tomorrow as well, right?
Yes.
Woo-wee.
All right.
So we will talk with y'all later. Take it easy.